Yeah, it's hard to believe I'm actually just living down the road from this. First time in my life being near the beach. I can't say it's a bad move. I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy. It's a nice day. It's actually really quiet today. There's no one around. Usually you see a few people. That's how I feel. That's a window into my energy levels at the moment. I'll probably flake out as soon as I have what's left of the cheap port that I have on hand. Got half a bowl of it. I drank responsibly yesterday. So, oh, I had a pint of beer at the Trinity Beach Tavern. Oh, that's another weird thing though. When we walked in there, they had reserve signs everywhere. It looked like there was a convention on, but it's a crazy system they've got there. They put it on every single table, and the idea is to coax you into going up to the reception to get organised. That's the theory behind it. I think it's a strange theory to me, because I would have thought a lot of people would be put off. They think, well, the place is reserved, we'll just go somewhere else. So I think it's a dangerous way of doing it, but anyway. But my pint of Great Northern was served in a very long, slender, cylindrical glass. Quite elegant, actually. Quite nice glass. And way too much food. I ordered some sweet potato chips, huge bowl. Just way too big. It's in my fridge at the moment, but I don't know if I'll bother reheating it. I don't think it'll be that nice. I was going to eat it. I probably would have had it last night, but I had spaghetti instead. So tonight I'm going to have ham and eggs on with a toasted hamburger bun and some greens as well. So I always put spinach leaves in with it. So I quite like mixing spinach with all this stuff now. It's something I'm used to. I do it with the spaghetti too. I put it on the base, put it below, and then and serve the spaghetti on top of the lettuce, which forms the base. So, yeah, I'm not lettuce, spinach. Yeah. And I got myself a few varieties of spinach. They gave me a few greens, different greens in the latest mix. I've got quite a few. I've got a few more herbs, a few flowers. Quite a big mix actually. Wouldn't mind planting the lavender. That'll look good. Nice smell too. I might do that in the front yard. Let's see how we go. Just got to find myself a fruit tree though. Well, midweek hump day, and it's a fairly ordinary looking day. That's why I'm actually not riding the bike down. It's two reasons. It's threatening a little bit of rain, although the radar doesn't show much. But it's quite windy, and that make it quite a pain to ride the bike down. So I'll walk down, and it gives me an opportunity to do another video because I've been a bit slack. That dog is so reliable. Yeah, I got a couple of things delivered today. Another pair of shorts. So that's 2 pairs of shorts I've had this week delivered. Which is nice, and also got a 4-tiered plant stand, a metallic one, which was actually cheaper than one from Kmart, but isn't nearly as wide. So value-wise, I'd probably say that the Kmart one might tip it in their favour, because the Kmart one includes these plastic trays for holding plants that go in as well. So yeah, it's probably better value, the Kmart one, but Kmart has a major problem with supply. If you try to actually get stuff delivered, and you go onto their delivery page, you put it, you fill up your bag online, and and you'll find that a lot of times they'll be they'll be redded out, indicating that they're out of stock. And it's damn annoying because stock seems to be a real issue now, and yeah, people are saying that this is actually the case, that what's causing inflation is because there's a lack of inventory around, and that includes lots of things, including real estate. Apparently, I looked it up today, and in the regional areas, the prices of houses have gone up quite a bit because there's been a squeeze on supply. It's surprising because a lot of properties have been on the market up here in Kawara Beach. Probably in general with the northern beaches in Cairns, I think there's been quite a few properties that have been advertised of recent times. So I find it a bit strange that they say that here, because when I bought the place, certainly there was an incredible shortage of supply. I was really stiff, but then again, I think I did okay, so maybe I wasn't as stiff as I initially thought, because I think looking at the prices of places now, I've just been comparing notes, looking virtually on a daily basis to get a feel for the market. I'm positive that I've actually bought pretty well, actually. And once I do my work on the place, well, I got a call from the Airtasker guy who does landscaping, Chris. He rang me yesterday, and he's going to come around on Sunday and do the work, so that'll be good. So that's moving, but yeah, so basically yeah, there's supply problems with virtually everything at the moment. Supply chains are being strained because of COVID, and it's creating a level of inflation too, because there's a lack of materials. So it's not demand-driven inflation; it's a supply issue. So that's interesting. And I don't know if anybody's been keeping up with what's happening in the space industry, because things haven't stopped. Elon Musk is working on an absolute revolutionary spaceship called the Starship. And he's built the super heavy booster, this gigantic rocket to go underneath it. It's a two-stage rocket, so the big one is the super heavy, which gets the Starship into orbit, or pretty well into orbit, does most of the grunt work, and then returns to Earth. Now that hasn't been launched yet, but they've put the Raptor engines on it. There's I think it's about 32 Raptor engines. It's a massive looking thing, but apart from the technical issues of starting a flight with a new rocket and what have you, which are quite substantial, because I saw a rocket launch the other day called an Astra rocket, quite a small rocket, being launched from Kodiak Island in Alaska. And this is a sort of another rocket company which is actually looking for a niche in the smaller payload part of the market. So it's a small rocket, but they think they can do it very cost effectively. But what was extraordinary about this launch is it was a live launch. NASA TV covered it, actually, because they work in close collaboration with NASA, the same as Musk is. And I've never seen this before, but when the rocket took off, it actually slid to the side. I've never seen it. Actually fell over. It leant. Initially, it leant to the right of screen, so I was just expecting it to continue falling. But its onboard navigation was so good that it actually righted the rocket up. So what it ended up doing was sliding across the ground. And it actually, because one of the engines didn't ignite, and so it didn't have enough thrust to take off properly from where it should have. So it actually ascended from a position, I don't know, what, 50 meters away, or maybe not, I'm only guessing on that, but it was a short distance from the actual pad where it was supposed to take off. It actually ascended into the sky, and it got 52 kilometers or something, was its highest point. So, in spite of the fact that it was missing an engine, it actually recovered from falling over, which most of those rockets in a case like that, it's just fatal, and it would blow up the whole area, which would be pretty bad because it means that Astra's got to pay to clean up that whole area. By actually letting the rocket go to that point in the sky, go that far up, it meant that the cleanup wouldn't be anywhere near as onerous. So that was good for them. But yeah, that was an extraordinary, I've never seen anything like that, especially when it's sliding along the ground. But it's probably testimony that they've got very good navigation computing, that it could actually not be destroyed like that, because that's amazing. There's so many things can go wrong with a rocket launch. So yeah, that was a real eye-opener. But getting back to Musk and the Starship, that's the biggest problem that Musk has got is not so much his own development, because he seems to be on track with the development of the rocket. The biggest bugbear he's got is Jeff Bezos of Blue Origin fame, who has his own rocket company, his own spaceship company, but he's been a real underperformer in my opinion. He has what I would regard as the Flying Condom, which is a small rocket. It's called New Shepard officially. I call it the Flying Condom, and it's basically for tourism. It doesn't even go into space. Well, it goes into space for a very short time, but it's basically just like a fun park ride in effect, because it doesn't actually achieve anything substantial. So I'm not impressed, but Jeff Bezos he's missed out on a few contracts with NASA. Musk and NASA are really chummy at the moment, because Musk is delivering. He's providing the services at incredibly low price, reliable rocket launches. Give them bang for the buck, basically. So NASA's acting rationally, but Bezos is resorting to legal action, continually trying to block Musk with the development of this Starship program for the moon. And secondly, the latest thing that Bezos has tried doing is blocking the Starlink Mark II version satellite. So Musk is actually setting up his own internet satellite system in low Earth orbit, so people can get internet using a satellite dish. It costs about $499 and provides very, very fast speed, very instant speed. It's quite a good service apparently. It's not super cheap, but it's designed for more remote customers who don't have access to the type of services, say, that I have, for instance. So, but Jeff Bezos, he's a twisted character in my opinion. The richest man in the world, depending on the day, which financial rag you read. Both him and Elon Musk sort of vie for the top position. But Elon Musk is a visionary. He's trying to do good things for humanity. Bezos is the dark side of capitalism. He's a guy who basically, this is my opinion, but he's a guy who basically plays dirty and just basically wants to ride on the coattails of Musk. And if he can't get to where Musk is, he's going to make life as difficult as possible for him by dragging him through the courts. It's disgusting. No, he's not providing anything productive. He's just a pain in the ass. And there's quite a few litigious people in the States. And unfortunately, Jeff Bezos is probably the richest of the crop, and he has the wherewithal to cause someone like Elon Musk hell. But Musk should just basically try to ride the storm. I don't know if he's that concerned about him, because the other thing that Bezos did, now this is really poor politics in my opinion, he's actually sued NASA directly. That's not a smart move, because one of the things that's made life a lot easier for Elon Musk is he's got this really good relationship with NASA. So go figure. I mean, yeah, Bezos, I think he's so twisted, he's so emotionally warped by all this, that he's not thinking rationally, and he's burning bridges with the one place he really needs to cement a good relationship for to further the goals of Blue Origin. But he's doing the opposite. He's alienating himself from them. So it just doesn't make any sense. And as I say, I think it's just because he's such a warped personality. He's basically, his hatred for Musk is so great that he's just he's going out of his way to make his life a misery, and it's really sick. And if he wants to be the most hated man in America, he's probably going the right way about it. That's what I can see. It's he's certainly not getting much love online, and I'm not adding to it, that's for sure. So yeah, it's very sad, because capitalism is a two-way street. It can be great, like because of that system. That's what Musk likes being in America, because he gave him that opportunity to start his own company and to go ahead with the SpaceX dream, which almost fell over it, because he came that close to basically not going ahead with it. He just needed one more successful launch, and if he hadn't had that, it wouldn't have happened. So we're very lucky that he got a successful launch at the right time, and it was NASA who saved his ass. They provided him with a contract of over $1 billion, and that basically set up SpaceX, and that's why he's so grateful to them. He actually put his own rocket, the New Glenn, the one that can get into orbit, on ice, because he spat the dummy because he didn't get a contract with NASA. A very bitter man, and not focused on the goal. He's just focused on winning these battles, and I think by doing that he's going to lose the war, because he would not be flavour of the month in NASA, I assure you. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever, and either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.